Well, hi everybody. I'm Hubby, and this is the Income Factory. And if you see me before, that's because I have another channel. It's called Just About Anything Garage. So if you're into cars, if you're into boats, if you're into repairing things, you can go over and take a look at that channel too. Okay? But this one is a different channel. This one is about money and how to protect yourself in the current environment. Because regardless of the politics, let's set that aside, we're at a point where we have massive uncertainty, and that massive uncertainty could lead to you not having a job, right? And if that happens for most of us, it's really painful. So what this channel is about, it's about a strategy that you can use to put assets on the ground to feed with money. Now let's take a second here. While we're sitting in the office, I have already done an intro video for the channel, but I'm going to replace it with this one. So if you've seen the intro channel before, this is a replacement for that because it was kind of corny and was kind of, not something that we do. But welcome to the office. Now let's go and let's define what an asset is, because people get confused about what an asset and a liability is sometimes. Okay. Now an asset for our purposes is something that puts money in your pocket when your job disappears. And a liability, is something that takes money out of your pocket, no matter what happens. Okay. So let's put up a couple examples for that. Let's talk about your house. Your house can be both an asset and a liability. In most cases, it's a liability for people because even if you own your house outright, right, you still have to pay property tax on it. You still have insurance. You still have expenses and maintenance and stuff. So it's always pulling money out of your pocket. Now, where it turns to an asset, like in our case, is we run an in-home daycare center as well as my YouTube channels out of it. That generates net positive cash flow for us and puts money in our pocket. So in that case, if we didn't have any external income, it would put money in our pocket and allow us to live because it covers all our expenses and gives us extra money. That's the definition of an asset. Another one is your car. Is your car an asset or a liability? Well, in most cases, it's a liability. Same reasoning, right? You have expenses associated with your car. Then unless you use it for something like, I don't know, Lyft or Uber or Instacart or something like that where you generate income off of it, it's a liability. But if you do that and it covers all those expenses and puts a couple bucks in your pocket, well, then it's an asset. So that's what we're talking about, is things that put money in your pocket. The Income Factory is a strategy on how you can manufacture your own income by putting assets down on the ground, and we do it in a very special way. All right, so when you come into the channel, let me tell you how we have it configured so you'll understand. We have two playlists up on the channel. One that's called the Income Factory Strategy, which talks totally all about what we're trying to do here. It has 3 videos in it. An introduction to the Income Factory Explained, and how to get more information, okay? You'll know if you want to do something like this just by watching the About video. It's only about 6 minutes. So take the time and go ahead and do that. If you read that and you kind of shake your head, okay, I'm interested, continue on and do the next one. But if it doesn't, just back out of it. There's no reason to go ahead and do it if you're not interested in it. Now, the other one is the Income Factory bonus content, and that has extra stuff in it, like frequently asked questions, like why I think it's a no-brainer, okay? And both of these are factually based. So what I mean by that is that the Income Factory Strategy, the first set in that playlist, is all factual. It doesn't have any of my opinions in it. So all we're doing is we're telling you this is what we're doing and this is why it works. On the other one, the Income Factory bonus content, we're doing things that might have my opinion in it, right? The FAQs are answered from my perspective. Why I think it's a no-brainer is from my perspective of why it is. You may have different reasons, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is this is all based on the collective works of Robert and Kim Kiyosaki. And if you don't know them, Robert is of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad fame, right? He wrote that book. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a reading list and one other product that I think that you should do if you want to go down the journey, whether you do the Income Factory, what we're doing here, and we're suggesting how to do that or not, you should go ahead and you should look at those books and everything. And that reading list is in order. This is what I think you should do. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It'll set you up for the way that he thinks about money and where he's going with that. Then number 2, the Cash Flow Quadrant. Very important book. It contains a lot of the information. It's built on how he has built his financial stuff, and I think it's a really good philosophy to go on. And a lot of what we do at the Income Factory is based on the information in that book. And then the last one is Retire Young, Retire Rich, which kind of pulls it all together, and how to get yourself retired early and have a lot of money in your pocket so that you can enjoy your retirement. All right. And then the second thing I think you should do is you need to go off and find a product. He doesn't sell it anymore, but you can find it online. And it's called You Can Choose to Be Rich. Here's a picture of it right here. Okay. It's a 3-step guide to wealth. Think it, learn it, and do it. And it's all about what the rich do to have that. And it comes with extra CDs that have a bunch more information. It has a workbook that when you're listening to the CDs points out all the different aspects of it. And then it has a section in the back of it where you can practice and do your own type of things to figure out, because they run you through how to start the process and to go ahead and do this. It's an excellent, excellent product. Like I said, you can't order it from his company anymore, but you can find it online, and that's what I suggest that you do those 3 things. All right, so we're going to be posting other videos besides those, but that's what the crux is about. It's a strategy that shows you how to put assets on the ground. If you follow our plan, if you watch the videos, you understand, and you decide to execute with it, you're going to find out that you're going to put 5 assets on the ground by the time you finish that strategy. I want to point out, though, not a silver bullet. It's not going to be instantaneous. It takes time and effort to get it done. All right. Now we'll post other videos on this as well that'll talk about different subjects with regards to money, and you can take them at face value for what you think. I've been in business for over 30 years, and we've done many different things. I've built a company that got a valuation of $10 million with a couple other people. My wife and I have owned large child cares where we've cash flowed over $3 million. So we know what to do. But I've also had the opposite side of the coin. We've had our failures. We've run stuff up that's failed and hasn't worked. So we know what to avoid and how to try and change those things. And it's all part of the game. All right. So I invite you, come on to the channel, look. We're not really set up for doing advertisings. We're just really using it as a platform to get the information out. But if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, every time I do a new video, you'll get notifications so you can look at it and see if it applies to you. And if you share and like these videos, we'll get the algorithm to start to push them out and get more people involved. And the more people that get involved, the more popular this gets, the more likely it is that it's going to work for everybody. All right, so we appreciate you guys. I want to thank you for looking at this video. Keep coming back. Keep checking. Hit that subscription and notification bell. And we'll see if we can't get you some information to get over the hump at this period in time where we have a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what's going on. All right, thanks you guys for watching, and we'll be back with you soon. Have a great day.